RID Heavyload's one of those bots that's not exactly a retool, but is so similarly engineered to another figure that he might as well be. Despite that one's a dump truck and the other's a crane, Heavyload shares the same platform construction as fellow build team member Hightower. However, the individual pieces, down to the mold patterns, are sculpted differently. While not to the extent of Thrilling 30's Springer and Sandstorm, it honestly doesn't feel like you're buying the same toy twice. Heavyload's vehicle mode is one of those that's nothing fancy, it's just all around competent and pretty solid. Literally, since the parts seem to align better compared to my copy of Hightower. I'll admit I prefer red as a main colour, as yellow tends to look really garish, especially if it's unpainted. Thankfully that's not a problem here. The subdued yellow, gradient orange, and dirt wash paint make him look all charred and worn, as you'd expect with a construction vehicle. And if what I'm told is true, Heavyload was actually the first dump truck transformer to have a functioning tray. It wasn't just a case of articulation for transformation. Here you'd be forgiven for thinking these two were retools of each other. Their transformations and basic robot mode structures are near identical, except Heavyload's head is stored inside the cabin, not the tray, which is this figure's separate piece. So if you lose this, the dump truck's ruined, but the robot's still intact. As you may have noticed, you don't even need to remove it. All the strengths and flaws of Hightower apply to Heavyload, from the proportions to the articulation and stability. Though in contrast to his fellow team members, Heavyload has a pretty cheerful expression. He's just so cool and laid back, despite being the strongest of the group. Finally, there's his giant claw, formed from the tray. Yeah, it's pretty goofy, though I'm sure it's one of those weapons that's much cooler in the show than it is in toy form. While I like the look of Hightower more, Heavyload, in my personal opinion, is better engineered. There's less parts forming to the transformation, and everything holds together better. On the whole, I recommend them equally, even if you're not after landfill. We're getting close to reviewing the Gestalt himself. Until then, we need to cover the team leader first.